One Monday morning, returning back to work, I was greeted by one of my patients who ran up to me and said, "I missed you so much. I'm so glad you're home." We both laughed at his accidental use of the word home, but it wasn't far off the mark, since more than half my life has been spent as a nurse at Children's Hospital. It was back in the early 70s when I first started working here, scared to death and completely clueless. Since that time, though, I have had experiences and learned lessons that I would not have learned anywhere else. Some of the lessons are still going on, and others I try to pass on to the next generation of nurses. This is what I have learned. I learned amazing organizational skills during my first 9 years. I had such a system that I had even allowed for emergencies. Unfortunately, they never occurred in the time I had allotted for them. I learned that I could survive being NPO for 10 hours and that bladders don't really burst. I learned that it's not always a good idea to say exactly what you think, however honest it may be, that sometimes it can get you into real trouble, or worse, it hurts someone else. In other words, I learned tact. On the other hand, I learned that you can mostly believe what a kid tells you. I learned that dying is not the worst thing that can happen. I learned that it might be more important to spend some time with a mom than it is to chart or to leave on time. I learned that I don't and never will understand hospital politics. I learned that I could teach. I learned that laughter is great, but sometimes crying is necessary. I learned that kids are tougher than I am. I learned that no one should die alone. I learned that sacrifice is often silent, and that what I see is only a glimpse into the complexities of a family's life. I learned that kids can laugh at absolutely nothing. I learned that if you let a child retain a little control, you can get her to do almost anything. I learned just because you don't see a reason for something doesn't mean there isn't one. I learned that doctors don't know everything. I learned that miracles do happen. I learned that the grass really isn't any greener. I learned that there is a divine purpose. I learned that sometimes, mostly when I didn't know it, I really did make a difference.